Hey folks, Jordan with TYT Politics. Sorry to come to you on a Friday afternoon. Hopefully we have some viewers. Pretty disturbing news, which I hope you remember this video because I think the news I'm about to tell you should be played back when the Dakota Access Pipeline, if it flows, when the pipeline breaks, because I think this video will possibly be the record of why it broke. So if you remember correctly, on February 8th, so February 8th was a little over 2 weeks ago, Dakota Access Pipeline was granted a final easement to drill under Lake Oahe. That was the easement that former President Obama and the Army Corps of Engineers had denied. They were granted it on February 8th. At the time, Energy Transfer Partners, the parent company, estimated it will finish the horizontal drilling within 60 days. So if they started drilling immediately on February 8th, and 60 days from February 8th would be around April 8th. 60 days is 2 months. Well, came out today that they're done drilling under Lake Oahe, the company. So if they gave an estimate of 60 days, well, apparently they finished drilling in, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 days they finished drilling under Lake Oahe. 17 days. So somehow horizontal drilling being finished in roughly 60 days, finished in 17 days. The story, I'm reading from CBS, a local CBS. The Texas-based company building the $3.8 billion Dakota Access Pipeline says oil could be flowing in less than 2 weeks. Energy Transfer Partners says in court documents that it has finished drilling under Lake Oahe in North Dakota and will be soon laying pipe under the Missouri River Reservoir. It's the last stretch of the 1,200-mile pipeline to move North Dakota oil through South Dakota and Iowa to shipping point in Illinois. ETP says in court documents filed this week that the pipeline, quote, will be complete and ready to flow oil between March 6th and April 1st. Let that sink in for a second. They say on February 8th, it's going to take them 60 days to drill, which would bring them to April 8th. Now they're saying 17 days after that, they're done drilling. So that is 30, 40, 50, 60. That is 30, 40, 50, 60. 43 days ahead of schedule. They're 43 days ahead of schedule. So either this company has been drilling the entire time, even before this easement was granted, which there was a lot of speculation about that. Very hard for a reporter to really confirm it because you'd have to be Rambo to break through the blockades, get to the drill pad to see what they're doing. Drone footage, Myron Dewey, other drone pilots were able to get up as close. But it seems to me, I'm not a drilling expert, but that's a Herculean pace to drill when you say you're supposed to be done drilling in 60 days and you finish drilling in 17 days. So I think it's safe to say they probably were drilling before they had a permit, which possibly Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, Cheyenne River Tribe might look into, because if that's the case, they broke the law. They didn't have a permit to drill. So they say they're done drilling and oil could be flowing, and basically the pipeline flowing, as soon as March 6th. March 6th from today would be a week and a half, a little under a week and a half from now. So let's make no mistake. When they give the range March 6th to April 1st, they're going to try to get this pipeline flowing on March 6th, if that's the earliest date they gave. So this is astounding. Besides the fact that it probably indicates they were drilling before they were supposed to be, it also indicates they are hastily, quickly, irresponsibly trying to finish this pipeline and get the oil flowing Because they've lost money, and that's, with the delays, and all these people care about, obviously, is money. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about your water. They don't care about sacred rights. They don't care about cultural rights. None of that. And share this video. Let's get it out. It's a Friday, so it's going to be tough to get a lot of, momentum on this news, but we need to get the news out quickly. They're trying to ram the pipeline through irresponsibly to get the pipeline and the oil flowing so that they can start making the money. Because when pipelines break, it's not on them. They don't care. They just, they say they're going to clean it up. They send a few people in. They, put some stuff over the oil. We've seen this in Michigan. We've seen this in other places. And then they say, clean. And we've seen when oil companies say we've cleaned it up, 9 times out of 10, it's not totally cleaned up. But somehow 60 days it would take to finish drilling went down to 17 days. And the pipeline could be done and oil flowing as soon as a week and a half. So you have a hearing on Tuesday, February 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time in Washington, D.C. This is the second hearing for the case that Cheyenne River, along with Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, filed against Energy Transfer Partners, citing their religious rights and their religious freedom is being obstructed by the pipeline. This case was denied. They had a hearing, and the judge would not rule for a temporary injunction or an immediate injunction to stop the construction, citing that the mere presence of the pipeline is not infringing on your rights, your religious rights. That judge said only when the oil starts flowing, then we could talk about your religious rights. Well, Judge James Boasberg, it looks like the oil is going to be flowing as early as a week, possibly a week from now, or a week and a half, according to the company. So maybe it's time to make a ruling. So that pipeline, that case is happening Tuesday, 11 in the morning, Washington, D.C., District Court. When I have the address and all that, I'll post it on my Facebook. I've talked to Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's legal counsel. They filed separately from that case I just told you about. So there's the religious freedom case, which is a joint filing between Cheyenne River as well as Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. But Standing Rock Sioux Tribe also filed for summary judgment, which is essentially kind of like asking for an expedited ruling on the overall lawsuit between that Standing Rock Sioux Tribe filed against the Army Corps of Engineers. So according to them, they're expecting next week to hear from the judge for the judge to set a deadline. But obviously, not a deadline, to set a date for a hearing. But obviously, if you have the oil company basically saying, we've drilled, we're done drilling 43 days ahead of schedule, which means they were drilling before they even had a permit. They either were drilling before they even had a permit, or they are Herculean and they have drilled so quickly that when the pipeline breaks, keep this video. When the pipeline breaks, keep this video so you have from me the documented prediction of why the pipeline broke. Because they rushed like bandits running out of a bank robbery to get this pipeline done with no worry about the environment, with no worry about the actual structure, with no worry about the citizens. Again, not just Native Americans, 18 million people downstream. My source, I'll read you right now. Some people are asking me what my source is. This is a local CBS station, WBAY.com. Oh, no, excuse me. They're just filing from the Associated Press. So this is the Associated Press who reported this morning that Energy Transfer Partners says in court documents that it has finished drilling under Lake Oahe in North Dakota and will soon be laying pipe under the Missouri River. ETP says in court documents filed this week that the pipeline will be complete and ready to flow oil between March 6th and April 1st. So that's the Associated Press. Listen, the bottom line here is this. and I don't bullshit the audience. When I speak, it's really what I think from my knowledge, expertise. Does not look good for stopping this pipeline. Not gonna pretend otherwise. Um, I think that it's very clear. Two things are possible. It's one or the other. Number one, this company has been drilling when it didn't have a permit to drill, which there was a lot of speculation about, but I wasn't going to engage in speculation. I reported the truth. I couldn't confirm it at the time because I'd have to be Rambo to get through, and I'd have to be Rambo to get through the blockade and all that to get to the drill and see what they're doing. So that is option number one. And if it's not that, option number two is this oil company, Energy Transfer Partners, that recently came out, has had 69 oil spills between 2015 and 2016. And that's just the ones they reported, by the way. That's just the ones they reported. They've had 69 oil spills in a year that they have irresponsibly, ridiculously quickly drilled under Lake Oahe, which flows into the Missouri River, the longest river in the United States of America. They have done it. Damn the consequences to the environment. Damn the consequences if we make a mistake as we hastily build this pipeline. Let them clean it up. Let them deal with it. Let's just cash in. We got to cash in. Our investors are on us. So you have the hearing Tuesday that James Boasberg, the judge, presumably will be ruling on whether to grant an immediate injunction. So that's Tuesday. And separately from that, you have the Standing Rock Sioux Tribes case for summary judgment, which they should next week get a date for the hearing. And that is a request for an expedited ruling on the overall pipeline lawsuit against the Army Corps of Engineers. But make no mistake, again, I'm not doing this to brag later, but remember this video. Because when the pipeline breaks, and it will break, remember why it broke. Because this company either broke the law and was drilling before they got a final permit and drilling very, very quickly, or as soon as they got a permit, they drilled irresponsibly, way quicker than is cautious. They drilled quicker than it is even possible. And because of that, they fucked up in their drilling. By the way, even when oil companies drill very cautiously and very slowly and very responsibly, oil pipelines break, oil pipelines spill. That's just the facts. These propaganda artists on the conservative side, the pro-pipeline people who say, oh, pipelines are the safest route, safest mechanism for oil distribution. It's a bullshit big oil talking point, which I hope you watched my interview earlier in the week with a local North Dakota anchor who was spewing propaganda, and I had to clobber over the head with facts. But by the look of it, my guess is they never stopped drilling, to be honest with you. That's my guess. So this comes in the backdrop. Obviously, you've seen the images over the last 2 days. I really encourage you to go to youtube.com/TYTpolitics if you have not seen our video yet. We did a great short video, I think it's about 5 minutes long, showing you very dramatically the raid that effectively has ended the Ocheti-Socoin camp, the violence against water protectors, the chasing of journalists by North Dakota police. That's up on youtube.com/TYTpolitics. There's also an interview I did yesterday with Chase Iron Eyes. There's 2 parts to it. Those have gone up. I really encourage you to watch it. I really encourage you to share it. Let's keep this in the news. Obviously, the media is hysterical over whatever the latest with Trump is. But as I speak, an oil company, a big oil company that has literally offered the public police department to fund them to brutalize unarmed people, has telegraphed that they either broke the law or follow the law, but just consequences be damned. Drilled in 17 days when the original estimate they gave was 60 days. That's 43 days ahead of schedule. And I don't want to hear from the trolls, oh, stop fear-mongering, drill, baby, drill. No, no, no. This is what people don't understand. Even the trolls, find out where your water comes from, because if you live in that area, it's mostly coming from where they're drilling and putting the pipeline. So your comments and your trolling, you're not going to be able to make them when you drink oil. Okay, oil is not a liberal or conservative thing. It's just toxic to drink. It's toxic to humans. It's toxic to wildlife. It's toxic to the planet. So the trolls could say whatever they want to say now. But, it's your water too. That's just a fact. And if you're too stupid to realize that, you deserve what you get. Other updates, they arrested journalists both days. They arrested Ed Higgins, who is pretty active in the progressive movement and has been down in Standing Rock on and off for months. They arrested several other journalists I'm not really familiar with. And I posted on my Facebook and Twitter, there's video, there's pictures of literally police chasing journalists. So not only have they said fuck the environment, but they've also said fuck freedom of speech, freedom of the press. And there's not a goddamn thing being done about it, other than me and some other journalists pointing it out and covering it, which I'll continue to do. So that's the news, folks. If you came to this late, the Dakota Access Pipeline, apparently they either never stopped drilling or drilled so fast that they're 43 days ahead of schedule. So when it breaks, remember this report and remember why it broke. Because a greedy, soulless oil company that's using this money and using these profits, not for domestic energy use, but literally to sell crude oil to foreign exports and enrich themselves. And by the way, I did a whole Facebook post this morning on my public page, which go like my public page. I have a personal page and a public page. I've been reporting on my public page for the last few weeks. All this is really about is Energy Transfer Partners is roughly in $29 million in debt. $29 million in debt, which is a mix of things because of low commodity prices the last year or two, because they have ongoing projects in the face of those low commodity prices. And essentially, what did Energy Transfer Partners do? They bought off Donald Trump. They gave him hundreds of thousands of dollars during the campaign. And behind closed doors, they pushed for Rick Perry to become Energy Secretary. The same Rick Perry that Energy Transfer Partners and the CEO of Energy Transfer Partners over his career gave $6 million to. And when he left the Texas governor's house, Rick Perry joined the board of directors for Energy Transfer Partners, where in 2015 he made $230,000 on that board. And then he just stepped in to the Trump administration as Energy Secretary. No wonder. All this is Republican lawmakers paying back their bosses, Energy Transfer Partners, who keep the checks going to Republicans. And by the way, there's some Democrats that take their money too. There's a Democrat in North Dakota named Senator Heidi Heitkamp, who I don't even know why she bothers running as a Democrat, because she's not. I mean, there's plenty of Democrats that are corrupt too, but this senator, I mean, she is not for the people of North Dakota. She's for big oil. Wish I had better news, but as always, I got to report it to you straight, and sometimes it's miserable. So go watch those videos. If there's updates over the weekend, I will bring them to you. I am waiting to speak with Cenk about where I'm going next. I am moving apartments next week, so I've been trying logistically to prepare for that. I've got a lot to move, and at some point I need to stay in one place to move. So that's part of why I wasn't in Standing Rock the last 2 days. We did have a freelancer. But I will update you as I get new information. Again, definitely share this Facebook Live. Go watch the videos on youtube.com/tytpolitics. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.